Patrice.
Yes.
What was your first placement and what was your experience?
Okay, so it's so interesting about my first placement. My first placement was on Temptation Island. But I remember it was with my song 365. And it always sticks out to me, and I really love to share this story because I think it goes to show that music is so much about opinion, like that it is opinion based, and you could get a critique that's really bad, but yet again, someone else could love it, and it could be your first placement. And that's kind of the story of 365, is that I was in a class and I had collaborated and wrote the song with the talented Renee Lamy and had it produced and, you know, had it critiqued, and the person was like, They just didn't really give it a great critique overall. And I was like, oh God, like, am I gonna have to like redo this whole thing? Or, you know, it was kind of a moment. And I remember the producer, Chris Bradley, who's super talented and extremely nice, just talking me off the ledge with it. Because I was like, oh my God, like that just got, and you know, again, talking about opinion, talking about everyone has their different things. So needless to say, that song ended up by getting signed to like, I think I have 3 people that have that song signed. It's been placed a few times. So yeah, that was, I think it's a great story because we want to bring things to trustworthy people. And this wasn't someone who wasn't in the sync world or in the music world. But again, you know, I think having a few people to bounce things off of, right, is super important. It's like if you get a consensus with people that you trust in the industry and they're all saying the same thing, then there's something to be said there. And about maybe making a revision. But if it's kind of you're getting just this one individual saying something, but other people are saying this is great, then you have to trust your own gut as well. Right, what is that saying to you? How do you feel about that song? I think there's elements of like production you can make sure, like can this really fit? I think the best thing to do there, can this song fit in a playlist alongside other ones and it sounds as crisp as clean? It doesn't have to be the same vibe, the same lyrics, all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like production quality. Could it smoothly transition and it doesn't sound like it was just done in your basement? So yeah, so that's my first placement.